Hello! For this week's technique tutorial, we're going to look at our side series and develop it a little bit more. So we did the leg lifts last week, we're lifting legs straight up and down, we're looking to keep the pelvis still. This week we're going to look at our circles, and we're going to look at a different movement of the pelvis where it twists forward and backwards, and we're going to learn to control that a little bit better. So we'll come down onto our side. There's two different types of circles we can do. We can do small circles or big circles. First thing to get into position, we line our back up at the back of the mat, a little swing forward the hips so the feet come into the front of the mat. We're going to lift the top leg up until it's parallel to the floor, so it's 6 inches up off the bottom leg. And you're going to draw circles, come around, just small little circles, about 6 inches in diameter, just going around. And as you do this, as the leg goes back, you want to make sure the pelvis doesn't come forward. And as the leg comes forward, you want to make sure the pelvis doesn't roll backwards. So this time we're not looking for the pelvis coming up and down towards the shoulder, we're looking for this rocking or rolling back and forward movement. We're looking to stop that. So you lift the top leg 6 inches, small little circles, hands onto the hip bones again just like last week, and keeping the pelvis as still as you can. And then you can change, go the opposite direction. And again, you're just looking to maintain that stability in and around the pelvis. The next circles we can do is we can make them bigger, and we're looking for the same principle here. It'll be a little bit more exaggerated, so as you kick the top leg forward, the pelvis will want to roll backwards. As we lift the leg up high, the pelvis will want to come towards the shoulder. So we're combining what we did last week and that first exercise, and then as we drop the leg back down, the pelvis will want to roll forward again. So this time with the big circles, we're trying to build in more control, and we're starting with two movements for the pelvis to stabilise. Both the forward and backward roll, and the up and down hitching of the hip. So we'll try the small ones first. Lift the top leg 6 inches, small little circles going around, hands onto the hip bone, and just make sure that hip bone doesn't roll forward and backwards. Remember, as the leg comes forward, the hip will want to push back. As the leg moves backwards, the hip will want to push forward. And you can change directions, keeping the pelvis still. And again, 6 inches around the horizontal point of the leg where it's parallel to the floor. Next one, we'll try the big circles. Now for this, we want to be pushing that heel away as we keep that pelvis in its stable position and stopping and rolling back and forth. Lift the leg just a couple of inches to start. Kick the leg forward, make sure the pelvis doesn't sit back. Lift the leg up, push the heel away from the body, make sure the hip doesn't hitch up to the shoulders. Bring the leg back down and make sure you haven't rolled the pelvis forward. And again, kick the leg forward, stopping the pelvis from rolling back. Push the heel away from the body as you lift up to the top of the circle, stopping the hip coming up to the shoulder. And as you bring the leg back and down, the pelvis doesn't roll forward. And then change directions. Lifting the leg up, pushing the heel away from the body, forward, down and back. So push that heel away, lift the leg, forward, down and back. Good, so you can see it's a little bit more difficult, the circles. They don't look that much different, but when you look at the control in and around the pelvis, we're adding an extra dimension to it. We're stopping it forward and backwards roll. And these muscles help to create stability around the core, the abs and the obliques at the side, and it helps to strengthen the glutes min, the glute med and the back or the side of the hips as well. See you next week. Bye bye.